Hi everyone, hope you are doing good today. So, I am going to explain some of rules of probability. So, this is something like theoretical part in this section, but very important because we are using these definitions and the techniques to solve problems in probabilities. Okay, first thing, first definition, probability notation. If E is an event, E can be any event, then P of E mean it represents probability of E, probability of E. This is what it means. P of E. We call this probability of E. That's how we pronounce this, probability of E. See, probability of E. This is the probability notation. For an example, consider this experiment rolling a balanced die. Use probability notation to express the probability dice comes up an even number. Probability that the die comes up an even number. Okay, so what is A? Let A denotes the denote the event that the die comes up an even number. Okay, so what is the sample space? Sample space is 1 to 6, right. These are the all possible outcomes in my die rolling experiment. Okay, so A, what is A? A mean A denotes the event that the die comes up an even number. Die comes up an even number. Okay, then probability of A, what is PA? Probability of this event. What is the event? Die comes up an even number. Okay, okay. So what is A? Die comes up an even number. So what is that? What are the values? Even number 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. So what is the probability? Probability of A, the frequency of A divided by total number of outcomes. So what is the frequency of A? 1, 2, 3, 3. Total number of outcomes 6, which means 1/2 or 0.5. There are few facts you will be needing when you are solving probability problems. So these are some kind of critical cases because you will see why these are critical. If you miss one just one letter, then your answer goes wrong. Okay, so first one, at least mean that value or greater. For an example here, at least 3, which mean you should consider values from that given value to upwards. Okay, x greater than consider x, at least 3 mean x greater than or equal 3, which mean including that value. So values are 3, 4, 5. Okay, in general you can express that idea greater than or equal to 3. Okay, at most mean the maximum value you can get is that given value. So at most 3, which mean x less than or equal 3. So you can get your value starting from any value, it is up to the problem, but maximum number is 3. Simply we call less than or equal. Okay, so more than mean that value greater than the given value. Okay, value is not included. greater than, strictly greater than, same as greater than, less than. Less than is the values which lower than the given value, less than, strictly less than. Between, inclusive. Between inclusive mean that values include the given two numbers including the boundary values. Here between 1 and 5 inclusive, which mean your value is less than or equal 5 and greater than or equal 5, which mean all values in between 1 and 5 including 1 and 5. Okay. Between 1 and 5 exclusive, which mean boundary values are not included. See, your x value is 2, 3, 4, it is not 1, not 5 as well. Okay. So, please try to remember these 6 specific facts. This will help you to solve your problems easily. Okay. Special addition rule, one of the most important rule in statistics. Suppose that event A and B are mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive mean this is your event A, this is your event B. There is no intersection, no intersection. Okay, which means there is no common area. So that you can write probability of A or B using this equation. Okay, probability of A or B, A or B. Okay, there is no common area, so you can write A or B. Probability of A or B equals probability of A plus probability of B. Okay, that is why we call addition rule, special addition rule. You can extend this up to any number of events like this. See, if events A, B, C and so on are mutually exclusive, then you can write probability of AO, BO, CO dot 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 equals to summation of each probability. Probability of A plus probability of B plus probability of C plus dot dot dot. Okay. We call this addition rule. Okay. Consider this example. This table shows the relative frequencies. Okay, they have given the relative frequencies and they have mentioned the events. They have named the events. So, easily you can find these events. Okay, let us see what they ask. What is the probability that a randomly selected farm has between 100 and 179 acres inclusive? Between, in between 100 and 179. Okay, 100 and 179. Inclusive, what is the probability, right? Yes, what is the probability that randomly selected farm has between 100 and 179 acres? They are talking about this event D. Okay, what is the probability? See, they have given 0.149 relative frequency. Remember this one, relative frequency always equals to probability value, probability of that event. Okay. So, you do not need to do any other calculations, you can simply use your relative frequencies. Okay. So, this is probability of, I will use the letter probability of D, which is equals to 0.149 inclusive, boundary values are inclusive. Okay, 100 and 179. Okay. What is the probability that the farm selected has between 100 and 499 acres inclusive? 100 and 499, 100 and 499, 499 is here. So, you have to consider this block, you have to consider this block 100 and 499 inclusive. So, 100 and 499 should be considered. Okay. So, what is the probability? Probability of what? Probability of what are those letters? D, E, F. Okay. What is the probability that the farm selected has between this much? Probability of D, E, F, right? This event are D, E, F. Probability of D, E, F. I'll put some space here, equals to. Now you have to think about this. That's why I kept these spaces between D, E, F. This is about farm selected probability between 100 and 499 inclusive. Okay. Between these values you can check, see this one D, E, F, right. So, what they are asking? They ask the probability of D, E, D, O, E, O, F, O all together, right. That is what they ask. Can you see any intersections between these sizes? See 100 and 179, 100, then it start 180 to 100, 259. See, there is no intersection between these acres or simply sizes. So, they are mutually exclusive. Okay. Events are mutually exclusive, because A event cannot be interfere with B. Under 10 acres there is nothing to do with acres between 10 and 49. Okay. So, you can use additive rule, probability of D plus probability of E plus probability of F. So, you know these values, probability of D is 0.149, go to the table and find these two values, 0.077 plus probability of F is 106, 0.106. Now, you can calculate these values. This is 6, 2, 7, 11, 2, 2. Okay. So, this is the probability of DOEOF, which means probability of farm selected has between 100 and 409 acres, 499 acres inclusive. Okay. Okay. Complementation rule. Complementation rule. So, any event A we call probability of E, right. So, probability of E we can write by using its complement. Okay. P of E, which means probability of E equals 1 minus probability of not E. Clear? It came from here, probability of E plus probability of not T equals to 1. Do you remember this one? This Venn diagram, this is your event E. Okay. What is not T? This is your not E, right. This is not E. So, this colored area plus circle area, what is the probability? It is 1. Remember that always probability is equal to 1, total probability is equal to 1. Do you remember the relative frequency? Summation of relative frequency is 1. So, same as probability, total probability is equals to 1. Okay. So, this idea came from probability of E plus probability of not T equals 1. Okay, try to remember this one, because this will make your problems very easy. Okay, let us do this example real quick. Find the probability that a randomly selected farm has less than 2000 acres. So I am considering capital X is my farm has less than 2000 acres. Okay, let's check. Farm has 2000 acres. Farm has 2000 acres. Here this one, it is 2000 and over. So what you have to do? What is the probability of having acres less than 2000? This one, up to this point, right? Without last one, summation of these values, right? Clear? I think mentioned here, yeah. Probability of X is probability of XO, BO, CO, DO, EO, FO, GO, H. Okay, so you have to add everything together to get this value. But if you are smart enough, if you remember this complement rule, easily you can get this probability of X by using what? 1 minus probability of not X. What is not X? Farm has X is farm has less than 200 acres. Not X is farm has more than or equal 2000 acres. Clear? So 1 minus P, simply you can get, see, 2000 is 0.35, 0.035, see, 0.035, 1 minus 0.035 probability of X. Easily you can get the answer. Otherwise you have to add these values together one by one. Okay, so always try to reduce the work. Okay, reduce the workload within that question. Try to be smart. Okay, find the probability that the randomly selected farm has 50 acres or more. So same idea you have to use. X is the farm has less than 2000 acres. Let's say this one is another letter. Farm has 50 acres or more. Farm has 50 acres or more. 50 acres or more mean whatever from this line to here, right? So what you have to do? Add first two sizes together and we'll get the 1 minus value, right? That's the easiest way. So you have to first define what is this event. Farm has 50 acres, let's say Y, capital Y. So probability of capital Y equals 1 minus probability of under 10 or between I don't remember the value, between 10 and 49, right? Probability of between 10 and 49, right? When you get these values, see, easily you can find the probability of Y. Y is the farm has 50 acres or more, sorry, 50 acres or more. Okay. Okay. Next one is general relative rule. This is one of the most important rule in probability theory. Okay, general relative rule. If A and B are any two events, there is no mutual independent case here. Any two events, so they can be like this, A B. They can be like this, A B. It doesn't matter. Okay. Probability of A or B equals probability of A, probability of B minus probability of A and B. So please try to remember this rule. Okay. Okay. Let's do this example. Tossing two coins, again two coins. Sample space, you know what is the sample space. First I get head, second I get head. first I get tail head, second I get tail, first I get tail, second I get head, first tail, second tail as well. So, events are at least one head, at least two head. Okay. This mean one head mean at least. Okay. So, one or more, right, am I right? At least two mean two or more. So, here one or more, here two or more. So, P and B, what is P and B? Which mean probability of A and B, right, intersection. A mean one head, B mean two heads. So, altogether it should be a what? Can you imagine this situation? Probability of A and B mean what? B is the event two heads, A is the event one head. So, two heads should be there, one head should be there. So, what is the intersect? Two heads, right, two heads. So, case is two heads. You can use your generalization rule P, A and B. What is your generalization rule? I will write it down on top of this page. Probability of A or B, right, equals to probability of A plus probability of B plus minus, do not forget it, probability of A and B. Okay. This is the general additive rule. So, you have to find A and B, you have to find this part. So, what you have to do? You have to consider this equation, probability of A or B equals probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A and B. But in this case easily you can get the value. So, you do not need to consider this equation, right. This event is A and B. A and B mean intersection of A and B events. Intersection is definitely two or more, right. There is no more than two, maximum is two. So, event is this one. So, probability of this event is 1/4, right. Frequency is 1, altogether we have 4 outcomes. So, 1/4, which means 0.25. You do not have to get this, you do not have to work with this equation. Okay. Now, I know this value P, A and B. Second one, I have to find probability of A or B. Again you can use the same equation, but you do not know what is the value P, A, P, B. Let us find out what is the value for probability of A and probability of B. What is the value for probability of A? At least one head, probability of at least one head. So, here we have two heads, okay, two heads, two heads. So, there are three events, there are three observations, altogether I have three observations, 4 observations, sorry. Okay. So, 3 out of 4, 0.75. What is probability of B? It should be 2 or more, at least 2. So, at least 2, there is only 1. So, 1 frequency is 1, altogether 4, 0.25. Now, you can find probability of A or B by using your equation. Probability of A 0.75 plus 0.25 probability of B minus probability of what? Probability of P, A and B, okay, 0.25. So, answer is 0.75. See, probability value always in between 0 and 1. Same concept you can apply here. In this example, they have given values using percentage. So, this percentage value you can easily convert how? By dividing 100, right. Percentage divide by 100 gives you probability. Okay. So, keep that idea in your mind. records for only 1 year shows that show that 76.2% of the people arrested were male. Okay, arrested were male. So that's we denote by capital M. 15.3% were under 18 years. So event E is person is under 18, and 10.8 were males under 18 years of age. So I think now we have a rough idea what is going on here. 10.8 were males under 18 years old. So what does that mean? You have M, prisoners are male, and you have E, person is under 18. So this last one, 10.8 percentage, they are talking about the combination of these two events, right? M and E. Probability of M and E is 0.108. Clear? 10.8 divided by 100, you get this value, right? Why 10.8? Because 10.8 were males under 18 years old. So under 18 years old, they are males. That's why probability of M and E is equal to 0.108. So probability of A easily probability of M easily you can find. They have given 76.2, which means 0.762. Probability of what is this E is, they have given 15.3, which means 0.153. So what they ask, probability of the person the person is either male or under 18 years old. Probability of M or E, now you can use your general relative rule. Probability of M plus probability of E minus probability of M and E, right? So you know what is M? M is 0.762 plus probability of E 0.153 minus probability of M and E 0.108. So you can have the value. Okay. So this is the very basic probability problems, and I have explained how you should extract the necessary informations from your given question. Okay, you don't need to go through each sentence in the question, just try to go through all necessary information. Okay, so this is the way how we convert the percentage into probability. Just divide by 100, that's it. Okay. Okay, I think now you may have at least rough idea about how we are dealing with these probability questions. So when you practice with these questions, you will be able to quickly understand your question while you are reading the question. Okay, so please practice with these type of questions, then you should be able to solve these problems very easily.